We're going to be talking about a movie that is over a decade old now, but I just watched it the other day. It's called Paul. And, it's funny. I watched it as a kid, but as a kid, you don't really pay attention to stuff like this. Now, as I'm reading the Bible, I catch things that are quite blasphemous. And I say blasphemous because it's not done in good taste. A joke here and there, Christians will laugh at a good Christian joke. But let's get straight into it, shall we? First of all, Paul, okay? Us Christians know that the Apostle Paul was a very important figure. So, of course, the director of this movie is going to want to pick Paul, a strong Christian name. Paul the alien exhibits several traits mirroring Jesus. Ruth, right? Ruth is also a biblical name. Ruth had the faith at an old age that she was going to have a baby because God promised it to her. So here, Paul performs a miracle with Ruth's eye. Ruth is a super Christian in this movie. And later, he revives Clive from the dead. He revives Clive from the dead because he got shot at the ending of the movie. And Paul always says it's different to do it with animals, with humans and with animals. And then he takes, the healing power and takes the bullet and takes the pain upon himself, dies for a few moments, and then comes back. He, conquers death, just like Jesus did when he took on the weight of the sins that killed us. The wages of sin is death, but eternal life through Jesus Christ. In this movie, it seems to subliminally say, aliens or some sort of alien technology could do this thing that only God's miracle could do. Of course, they want you to also hear with the alien knowledge, right? Ruth's deconversion was quite quick, right? They make mincemeat out of this super Christian in this film, and they want to do so on purpose because they want to make all the Christians that relate to her feel like just an idiot, like she felt in the movie. She goes, "We are created in God's image." And then Paul replies, frustrated, going out the bathroom. He goes, "And how do you explain me?" And he comes out, and then she faints because she's like, "Oh my God, he's an alien." So obviously there, the movie is attempting to pick apart that we're all made in the image of God, and that if an alien were to come down, that would somehow disprove that we're made in the image of God. First of all, that is Hebrewic poetry there. So the image of God, that doesn't literally mean that God looks like a human being, okay? We're talking about Genesis there, first of all, so that is poetry. Second of all, an image could mean we are creators, so we create things. So it could mean many things, but it's supposed to be a rhetorical gut punch to the Christians watching. And Ruth then renounces her faith after Paul puts his hand on her and essentially gives her this experiential knowledge, this collective knowledge. And I hear this a lot in these new age mind frames where it's like this collective intellectual, this infinite intelligence is God. God has infinite intelligence, but this infinite intelligent energy that you're speaking of, no, that's not God. That's just the veil that God has created. You're, again, mistaking the creation for the creator, okay? Because the creator, for something to be, if something had been created, then that means that something had created it, okay? So there's that right there. And then we go on to multiple different Christians throughout the film, just made into absolute bad images, bad representations. The abusive Christian father in the film, he's supposed to be this Bible thumper dad that understands Christianity, that is looking out for his only daughter. And what do they paint him as? An abusive dad that uses the Bible to do that to support his mind frame. And even when it has here, the Bible saves him, because the dad almost gets shot and killed. You think for a second that he's dead off screen, and then he comes back and he shows the Bible, but it has a bullet in it. At first I was like, whoa, all right, the Bible saved him. And that is true, right? And that's a little positive there. But the second, when you look at it again, if you want to be negative, if you want to look at it through a hyper-skeptic point of view, which at this point I am because I know their intentions, dude, they just wanted to shoot the Bible. They just wanted to destroy the Bible and make it somehow you accept it because it saved his life. I mean, yes, it's a good thing, but like, you see how they got me going titter-tattering back and forth there, and then all of a sudden you're supporting, you're like, whoa, yeah, shattered Bible pages. Come on now. The scene doesn't give God credit. It's just it doesn't even give God credit. It just shows it as dumb luck, and then the dad ends up crashing out and doing stupid stuff anyway. He's not obviously a good representation of someone that's following what Jesus is saying. Not that a Christian can't be angry or be those things and still going to heaven, but come on, we both know why they painted the sensitive, naive little girl that doesn't know anything and changes her mind and then starts cussing up a storm and is the whole romance part of the movie. That's gonna get the young boys, and then they're gonna get the other people, that are relating to the dad somehow with the anger issues. It's all a subconscious attack on the viewers, whether you're a Christian or not. If you're not a Christian, then all the more you got things to laugh at Christians at now, and you think you got arguments from this movie. Like, you can't win with these people. Multiple times throughout the movie, Paul's like, can't win with these people. And it reflects the idea that Christians are like close-minded people that the tone implies there's no reasoning with them. Like, we're the ones that are closed and shut in the book. Okay, that we're like, nope, that's it. And she actually brings up a really good the golden ratio argument. She's like, how could this all be here and this and that? It's all fine-tuned. She didn't quite say that, but that's basically what her character was getting at, you know? And then Paul's like, well, what about me then? Coming out basically showing that there's other life forms out there. That doesn't disprove God, even if that were to happen. I remember Logan Paul asked Cliff Knuckle about this on Impulsive, where he goes, would it shake your faith if aliens were to be discovered? And Cliff was like, no, not at all. Quite the contrary. So, summary of the mockery here. We have Paul heals and resurrects. Also, this is really important. At the end of the movie, like in Acts, when Jesus ascends up into the clouds of heaven, and you got the apostles sitting there and they're looking, they're like, at the end of Paul, he rises up, and they're making it really awkward, and they're trying to make it like this comedic moment. But as a Christian, with my eyes peeled, I see what y'all are doing. You're mocking the end of Jesus' story, because Paul was the Jesus of this film. So, you have him rise up on, this is the last scene, just like in Acts. It's the last scene of like Jesus, and after the 40 days, after he'd been resurrected, and so, I mean, let me back up. The airship's going up, and they're all staring at it, and that's the final scene where they're just like, and even, I believe even someone comes up to them, and like, it was like, what are you doing? Just like the apostles. You're gonna try and tell me that that's not blatant mockery? The whole movie, they're mocking Christ. The whole movie, they're making little jokes. The whole movie, they're pushing for, but what's Paul doing? He's smoking, he's doing drugs, he's talking about how he's lived hundreds of years or whatever. That old lady that she saw him like 60 years ago, and he hasn't aged, he hasn't matured. So what does that say? It's kind of like in Rick and Morty, where Rick Sanchez is like, oh yeah, wubba-lubba-dub-dub, acting immature is mature. That's the intelligent way, bro. Like, that's how Paul represents himself. And it's this magic spell that they're trying to put on you, this lower form magic spell, but it really is kind of like peer pressure or like peer influence. Our social circle, the things that we digest, the things that we consume matter. So, it's just interesting. I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's important to notice these things, not to go crazy on it. You could still enjoy a movie. Half of me wanted to turn it off, but then I was like, you know what? One, it's just a movie. Two, let's study it. Let's see why they're making me want to think this. Like Andrew Tate says, if someone wants you to think something, go ahead and follow that trail all the way up to see where they're trying to lead you, and then just don't take the bait. Then you know what they were trying to do. Then you won't fall for it next time. Let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment down below. If there's any other movies you guys want me to rant about, like for the algorithm, and subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Peace.